welcome to another Facebook Live with PB&J, or it's Q&A with PB&J.
I'm PB.
And I'm Jay. And we are back. We are here this week. I know you missed last week. I think it's just at this point an annual, bi-weekly thing. So, quick things coming up. We're glad to be back and say hi. So
Yeah, sorry about last week. It's been quite crazy at the studio, and we're finally back on. So just wanted to say hello. We did that.
Yeah. I'm gonna let you get that.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I'll be right back.
The joy of having 4 children. So, coming up in the studio, we have been this last week, or a week and a half, not having group classes and parties in person because of the smoke and the 100+ degree weather. And so, thank the Lord, the weather has calmed back down, and the air is clearing. So we are looking forward to doing in-person group classes this week. So hopefully we can get on that and see you guys this week. So starting Monday, we are planning on having in-person classes, and we will have our group class and party on Thursday. Look for your MailChimp that went out on Friday. If you didn't get one, message us. I am always on my messenger for you guys, and ask, and then we'll resend it to you. But I just have the current calendar coming up. This week we're only going to do a Thursday group class and party, just so we can kind of give everybody a chance to get back in the swing of seeing us again. And then the week after that, depending on how things go, we will be very excited to have our Friday party back on. But we're going to just do Thursday this week, and we will still have our silver class. And there's a couple changes in the schedule, so we're excited for September.
Yes, we are.
It's our anniversary month, so we get. Oh, we should talk about our 5 year trip.
Cabo?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it's our anniversary coming up this week. We're going to.
September 2nd.
September 2nd will be 13 years.
Are you sure about that?
No. I don't know why it's so bad. I'm the bad one. I remember birthdays and stuff, but like, I just can't remember numbers. We're going to be around. We've been around.
It's not like I'm that important.
Whatever. I can't even pretend. We do so much for each other.
13 years. We got married in 2007.
See, I was right. I gotta do the math.
2007. Right. It's all good. It's 2020, so still carry the one. How you doing?
Anyway, so we are super excited this week.
How you doing?
We
laugh a lot at each other.
Yeah, we do. He knows I'm not that person. I wish I was more.
I still give her a hard time about forgetting my birthday when we first started dating.
First of all, it was a month into dating. Can I get some credit?
Remembered hers.
That's ridiculous. I don't care. You ever mind? Because it was like the day after we decided we were going to start dating. I was like, hey, my birthday's coming up. And I said something.
Because it was
important. Did he say anything to me?
It was an important date.
Yes, birthdays are important. I'm glad. They are important. I have never forgotten his birthday ever since. And it was literally less than 30 days into dating, your birthday came up. I mean, nobody does that who's not a stalker. Whatever. Okay, so anyway, we're looking forward to seeing you guys in the studio this week.
Yes, finally. We don't have ash raining on the car. Thank you.
We also want to thank Vicky Vanka for coming into our studio a couple weeks ago. I mean, she's always fantastic and wonderful, and we can't wait to see her again.
And if anyone's watching from the other parts of the country as well, too, just be aware, we are in Northern California. And for the last, I know on the news, it's just been like on fire.
Yeah.
And usually it's Southern California, but it's actually a little closer to home. To the point where, we would, for about a full week, we had, ash raining on our cars, which is, just doesn't happen. So a big thank you to all the service people that have been helping out with the fires in Vacaville and closer to the Bay Area as well, too.
Yeah.
It's just,
and some of the cops have been pulled to go and help with, like,
we know
it's a great job for you guys. Thank you guys for your efforts as well.
Actually has been sent to help out, including a student of ours as well too was sent down there to help out. So thank you. So
thank you for fighting and keeping us alive. We appreciate all of your service so much. So because of that, so we're looking forward to seeing you guys this week. If something else happens, we'll keep you guys apprised. Obviously, our goal is to always keep everybody healthy and safe.
Yeah.
We also want to thank Bobby for helping us with our spotlight event.
Absolutely.
That was this last Sunday. We couldn't have done it without him, and we appreciate his time. And
thank you very much. We appreciate you.
And we appreciate our clients for being flexible with us and moving along to keep us all healthy and safe as much as we possibly can. So We had to shift the time because of the heat, and then we had to shift
We had to
the
make some adjustments,
locations.
things like
Hi,
that.
Joel.
Hey,
Because
hope
of,
you guys are
of
doing
the
well
ash
down
show.
there.
Yeah,
Seriously.
yeah. So it is definitely something that we appreciate all of our clients and our staff for being able to, and and Bobby for being able to be flexible and to make that event happen. It was a great event. The videos, the routines came out well. I hope you guys got the little mini clip that I posted, and trying to get YouTube to like us. I didn't want to take the whole event, so we're still trying to get that to work in our favor, so you guys can see the entire routine show
Yeah,
on
seriously.
YouTube. That with that and our new Cincy Sim and our Nettle Ball. So for some reason it's bumping that out. So we're gonna
working on
we're gonna make that happen.
Yeah.
But let us know if you got the up to date information in your MailChimp email from us. And last but not least, our coming up coach, which is not till October, will be Tommy Belmontes. Yeah, so
Yes.
yeah, Tommy. So we'll be having a sign up sheet for him. I have chatted with him. Super excited to see him in our studio in October.
Studio friend, personal friend, good guy.
Yeah. Oh, I think all the people coming to our studio at this point are personal friends.
Yeah, that's the nice thing about being franchisees. We can invite not only people that we like, but also people obviously that are experts in it, we respect, and our students love. So we can't wait to get our next coach, which of course is Tommy. So.
And it's hard to like the people in our family. I'm Joel. You guys are awesome. So,
Yeah.
and David, obviously.
Of course.
So, last but not least, we have our solo showcase coming up September 19th.
First time.
Yes, so you have till September 4th to submit everything, which means you have to get everything into myself by Tuesday,
September 1st.
September 1st, so that I can actually edit it and send it in on time to make sure you get to be seen. And so someone asked me, why are we sending everything in so early? And I was like, that's a great question, because the 4th is turning everything in. 19th is because they're actually going to view. They're gonna have the adjudicators view and actually give feedback, and they're gonna put some of those positive statements in at the end of your routine, and they're gonna make these intros with you for Bobby and Joey. So I'm actually excited to see what they do for everybody. So that's a lot of work they're gonna put together. So they're gonna need that time to organize it, to put people in. So I'm excited to see how the whole thing comes together. It's the 19th, and the studio is going to be a viewing party, but you're welcome to view it from home if you are at all concerned or nervous about, spreading out in person. But that's to each their own.
And then, of course, a big thanks to the Folsom Studio as well as Kate as well, too, because they're helping
Our Folsom team.
The Folsom team, they're all helping to put together the videos and everything so we can submit it as our own district, for our show. So that's part of the reason why we have to also get it in early. It's not just about us. We're a team.
Okay, so
We are District 6C.
Sexy.
Sexy.
So we're District
Boom.
Sexy.
We're
I think
District
that is so
Sexy.
funny. That needs to be a
Official.
T-shirt.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I like to get some of the
District
royalties on that.
60 is sexy. We're District Sexy.
That's right.
That's a mess. But I love it. I think everybody in the district would rock that shirt. I'm sorry, that'd be hilarious. Okay, so so that's all coming up in the studio. We're excited for you guys to stay up to date with that and to join us and have some fun with that.
Yeah.
And all that jazz. So we are moving into.
Are there questions?
Do you want me to do my story part first before we do questions?
Nah, because we'll just blend on all that. We'll do 3 questions first.
Well, that's
and
gonna be
then
a lot of talking.
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay, so we're gonna jump into our 3 questions.
Yay.
If you have any questions, feel free to type it in there for us. We will gladly answer it for you.
And then also, if you have a chance to go ahead and click one of the emojis, the likes, just letting us know that you're getting this, that you can hear us, things like that. If not, it just is
You are. You
2
are,
people
you are
that
60.
are literally looking at a camera and just talking, imagining that there's people out there. A little awkward. So please help us out. Thank you, Joel. I know. We got you. We got you.
Okay,
Yeah.
so question number 1, Mr. Wada.
Okay,
Oh,
so
wait, timer.
colors.
Colors.
Colors, that's right. It's not a question, I'm just throwing it out there. So, what is,
Sounds like
if you had to pick 2 colors for, let's say, your favorite color combination, what would that be and why?
My favorite color combination? I feel like it'd be easier if you asked me my favorite pattern
Nope.
combination.
We're talking colors. Now, I can just, on the side note, while she's thinking about this, she has, ever since meeting her, has introduced me and got me to know
Don't be
a
afraid
lot
of
more
colors.
colors in the color spectrum. So,
That's a great t-shirt idea. I'm too sexy for this t-shirt.
Joel, I'm gonna, good man.
Okay, my favorite color combination.
By the way, we got a karaoke sometime. I'm seeing some of your videos and how you dress. I'm with you.
have to say, the full costume he's doing are rocking. Like the wigs and you're full. It's like a full festival and a song.
Oh, it's awesome.
I love it. Okay, so I'm running out of time.
Yep.
I haven't got a color combination. I wouldn't mind.
Or your two favorite colors together. Now, she wears a minimum of 2 colors at all times. Usually it's about 5 or 6. With
I know,
patterns.
that's why patterns is
So.
easier. Like, I can tell you,
Nope.
stripes and floral,
Nope.
boom, all day long. I wear that in a heartbeat every day, all day. With like a purple jacket. Boom, you have me covered right there. That's it. Okay, so I would have to say probably green and I don't even know if I actually put this together before, but I would like to see green and gold.
I can see that. It's very Sac State of you.
Sad state. I mean, sure.
Yeah, that's.
I was gonna say purple and gold, but he would kill me. Because purple and gold is an excellent combo. All right, fine. What are your 2 colors?
I married into a Laker family.
He really
so,
did.
You know, it's just what it is. Dude, seriously, I got you. So, was that your color? Did you do it?
Yeah,
Oh,
I did it.
done.
I
Look at
did.
that. That was easy.
Telling you, patterns. Those stripes, black and white stripes, floral print, all day long. That's what I would have combined.
Mine's easy. We'll start with red and gold.
You don't wear those. Well, you do wear those colors, but they always come together.
Usually red and gold. Usually, I typically wear that more so on Sundays between the months of September to about February, hopefully, and then like sporadically throughout the year.
Yes.
You know, and usually they have like these really fun numbers on them, like number 16,
No,
number 81,
you wear like
number 56.
you wear like navy blue
42.
and white.
No, I'm talking. These are my
Oh, I know what you're
San
talking
Francisco
about.
49er colors.
I'm super aware of what you're
I
saying.
can also do with black and orange. Black and orange is a wonderful combination, especially if it has a big S and F on it during baseball season.
Okay, well now we know why he asked this
Look
question.
at that. Boom. You're welcome. That was
All
easy.
right, question number
question
2. Question number 2. It's 2020.
Okay.
And it's been a crazy year.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
We're in Jumanji.
we're level 25.
Level 20.
Wakanda just died. We're level 25.
Yes. Oh,
So I know, rest in peace. This man,
seriously.
his whole family, and he actually did things to help
Did Jackie
support community.
Robinson. He did.
Yeah,
He's done a lot.
That's a lot of stuff.
Thank
so,
you.
So
Thank you, Chadwick.
our hearts out to his family, and you know it's just tough. So, but what's if there was something you could do that you could make happen, the end of this year, what would it be?
How specific do I have to be?
I don't know. Give me an idea of what you're saying. As long as I know what you're saying.
Allow small. I would love to have small businesses or just public gatherings again in like enclosed public gatherings. So that would be mine. Obviously for the studio, that's what we do, and even just being able to go see a movie or go to a restaurant or just go out, things like that, and being able and not being fearful of obviously either COVID or just anything else that's going on. So that would be my answer. That was easy.
Yeah.
Okay, yours.
Well, now that you said that, it kind of makes me want to change mine. My first thing was like,
You only get one.
I know, I want to.
You can't give like 3 answers. I was gonna say this, but
No.
maybe this.
No, stop. I'm
Your
gonna.
time is gone.
You can't talk through my answer. It's my.
Your time.
Okay, so I would like to actually see everybody that we don't get to see. Like there's people
Yeah,
who
seriously.
have not, and for justified reasons, not left their house during this time, and I have to say I really miss these people, and I would like to see them again,
Yeah.
because they're great people, and they are locking down for healthy reasons, and it's fine, and it would just be nice if we got to actually see people again who have already been a part of our hearts.
Mhm.
And it would be nice for this nail salon to open. There's a nail salon right next to our studio, and they're really great people, and they just opened, and they were doing well,
Yeah.
and then they just kept getting shut down, and
There was
there-
only one weekend that they got open, and I was like in
we
May,
went. I went twice
and
that time.
She went
I was like, I'm gonna go when you first open to help support you, and I went on the weekend with a friend, my sister,
And they literally were
and then
open
we were the
like
last ones to go
Saturday,
in.
like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then shut again on Monday. And I was like, ah.
Yeah, poor. I felt so bad for them, and because we really like them, and
Yeah.
it's just Carmichael Nails, man. We believe in you guys, so we hope that
Yeah,
you guys
seriously.
can bounce back up from this. So good.
Cool. Okay. Last question.
Last question. That's you.
Okay. So spoke about this a little earlier, so I'm curious.
Oh gosh.
Okay. If
Why is this kind of
Okay. Well, in terms of like, what would be something that someone would tell you that would be like
Oh.
an instant red hot button, as in that it would, what's one thing that they can mention to you that'd be like automatically brings up feelings of fire?
Okay, so it doesn't bring up feelings of fire, but it does make me upset. And he's
Oh, no.
laughing because we were just talking
I
about
know
it.
what hers is. One of hers is, but it's your.
Okay,
your
and I'm gonna
answer.
say because we were just talking about it. I have known one of my best friends growing up was Filipino, and I just happened to marry a Filipino man. It just worked out that way.
That's me, by the way.
Yeah. So there's this theory that they go with: if you just
No,
push
okay.
your finger,
It is not a theory.
whatever. And I
It's
love
not
them,
a theory.
and I have plenty of other Asian friends who do the same thing, and they tell me,
Do tell.
you just put your finger into the rice, and that's how much water you need, and that is a garbage, and I have never made rice correct this way.
The
and
finger.
and
You're
I
supposed
feel
to measure
like
the finger. You put the
you
rest
put
of
the
water to
finger
the
and it
knuckle.
goes to
first
the knuckle, and it's perfect. It's all the water you need. Why do you have measuring cup? You don't know what you're not doing it right. I was
It
like, "Look,
works.
does
I've
not
done
work
it
for me. I have never made good rice that way. People, okay? The struggle is real. And if one more person tells me to put my finger in a thing of rice to make it hit the knuckle, no. I don't have it. Maybe my non-Asian finger makes this non-perfect rice.
Your measurements off.
It's always like, nah. I
Oh,
think
no.
it must be, let me see your finger. Look at that. See, your finger's bigger than mine. I mean, you're a dude too, though, but still, like, come on. Doesn't work. My finger doesn't make perfect rice. So, I have that whole 2 cup to 1 cup ratio that works out way better, but still. This finger, put that finger in the rice, and then you'll get the water. No.
Anyone of Asian in background, though, we know it works. It works.
Yeah.
It's just what I don't
It's a
know.
mess.
Apparently, the Asian people, including Filipinos.
I've had more
and all
people.
that
There's
stuff.
plenty of other people I've met that before you. I mean, got
Now,
you.
in all
like,
fairness,
nah.
my mom's from El Salvador, and she's done that too. So I'm just saying. So that's also for anyone from El Salvador or like Central
That
America.
thing,
also works too. Put it in a pot.
I was like, this little kid was cooking on Facebook. I'm like, if this little boy uses the finger and it works, I'm gonna be so pissed.
She really did it with us.
He was a toddler. Rocking this meal. He was really cooking. He was doing hella good. I was like, look at this boy
Hey,
cooking
Jimmy.
this meal.
Good to see you, man.
I was like, the finger.
No, seriously.
Anyway.
It does work though. It totally works.
No, okay.
So, okay. So then it would be mine. So as you can see,
I know.
hot
Jimmy
button.
tried the finger.
Dude, I know. See, like right now, it's like we
It's
go to the
funny,
store.
but it's no pretty
like,
way.
It's like if you don't have measuring cup and work, that's
Get a
you work
rice
it out.
cooker. If you don't have a measuring
Rice
cup, you buy a
cooker works.
rice cooker. That's what I actually did for a long
You
time.
can go to the rice section in the store. You get
Nothing
Uncle Ben's
better,
rice,
nothing better than a rice
pre-made. You
cooker.
put it in the microwave, hit 60 seconds or 90 seconds, and
No,
boom, you're done.
that's like the pre-made rice. I'm talking about just get a rice cooker. Your whole life will change if
That's
you
true.
like rice. Okay,
Oh, that's true.
it's your turn.
That's true. Okay.
You got wait,
So hot button. So if someone tells me something like, "What's a hot button?" Okay. So she knows this. as
Oh
well, too.
yeah, I got one for him.
Okay. So if I don't know, maybe it's just because I have some.
You just gotta talk about it. Set it free.
Yeah. Okay. So if I am upset, right? If I'm upset for something, I'm frustrated or whatever it is, the last thing I want to have anyone tell me is to tell me to breathe.
Breathe, Pedro.
Yeah.
Just
So,
breathe, Pedro.
so
You're
for
gonna be fine.
example, like before, like when we would. When we would be practicing things like that.
Oh yeah,
So
that was
this
the
is-
worst time to say it.
So we have, great practices. I love you, great. It works out. And then we have other practices where
Oh, both say they
it
are
takes,
not
like,
all.
10 minutes, and the next thing you know, she's running off the floor, just like, we're done. And then we're okay. And then I'm like, what the hell? And then we still have a half an hour drive home, so that's always fun. Just keeping it real. But
Let's be very, very,
No,
let's
no,
be
okay.
very clear.
So,
It's both
hey,
both
my
of us
turn.
will separate.
My turn.
Not
Thank you.
just Jamila.
my turn.
Okay, yeah, you
I
tell
think
your
it's my turn.
story.
Okay. So anyway, there are times where I just need to process things, and I just need a moment to figure that out. So if I seem to be, upset or things like that, I need a moment. One of the things that she used to tell me is like, you know what, just breathe. And the first thing that comes to me is just like, I am breathing. That makes no sense to me. You're just pissing me off right now. Give me some time. So that would easily be one thing that would set me off. It would be one of my hot buttons. So if I'm frustrated, just let me be. Which we've worked out, taking years. You know, in terms of like dancing.
Okay, it
She's
didn't
just
take
like,
13 years. So.
No, but she's like, okay, you need a minute, you go over there. You know,
Yeah.
I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I was
Walk
like,
away.
just let go of me.
You know,
You need a minute.
and
Now I
then she
just say,
says, you know, are you done? I'm like, yeah. Okay, let's go.
yeah. I was like, whatever. Just let me know when you're ready.
Good.
That's how we do it. It's like, okay, you warm
See?
up, I warm up, and then you tell me when you're ready, and then I'll be ready. And then when you need a minute, take your minute, and then we're good.
And that is called effective communication among two married people.
It's not easy.
Um,
But our
this-
communication is real.
Yeah. I'd rather have ride homes that are much more pleasant. So,
Yeah, and then we had to actually end with like, I like you at the end. Thank you for practicing with me.
Yeah,
I
that's-
still love you.
you know, so we gotta set ground rules beforehand and then follow through them,
Yeah,
even
man.
if we're still not like as happy afterward. We're like, no, look, we're putting in time. We need to work this out. So,
Yeah, right?
You know, just saying, I
Still
love
friends.
you. Okay.
I love you. You're so good.
I might like a little arm bump or something like that. It's still something, you know what I mean? So, cool. So those are our 3 questions for this week. Awesome. Good
Yep,
job.
Good job.
Okay, so now we have story time, personal stuff. Well, first things and all, because I know you're going to be talking about this. Earlier today, or actually a little while ago, Harrison, one of the instructors from the Boston studio, I believe, Harrison, he put together a podcast, but he has a round table that gets together once a month. And Jamila was asked to be a part of the panel, the previous one as well as today, because they just had their new episode today talking about their experiences with not only being in the ballroom dance community, but then
It's
also
on the floor, right?
yeah, it's
Yeah.
next to the floor.
Next to the floor.
Next to the floor is the name of the podcast, and then it's the ballroom dance and race. So it's just the perspective of being in the ballroom dance world, you know, and also being Black or African American, and you know, and just getting their perspective on social issues, being in organizations, stuff like that. So they just had an episode today about that because there's a lot of stuff going on, and it's nice to get a healthy perspective, not only from the younger generation, but then also somebody that's you know a little further along as well as is a current franchisee. You know.
So
in
I
the
definitely,
organization. So-
I definitely feel like I'm coming from an extremely different place than the most of the panelists because they're younger, and it's good. It's good to be young. It's good to be passionate. And I am equally passionate, and then some. I think, but I do feel like the most important thing that I wanted to get across today was the fact that there's been another recent shooting, and and it's going to keep happening until we all do something about it. And the one thing we're all trying to do at this point is get everyone to vote so that we can start making more effective change. Because there's a bunch of laws that people have put forth now because the people are on the street and they're trying to get people heard so that we can move forward and be seen as humans. And I know that sounds crazy, but no matter if someone deserves the right to be arrested, they still deserve the right to live, and then they still also deserve the right to be innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. And currently, we aren't making it past the arresting portion of our lives, right? So, and I really thought that being Black in America, that when women started dying as often as the men were dying, that there'd be more uproar or more change quicker. Does that make sense? And I feel like it's actually the women who are vanishing in the background not getting that recognition. Like Brianna Thomas still hasn't gotten, they still haven't arrested the cops who did it. And if you even look at their police report, they didn't even say there was an incident that happened to her. They left so much of it blank because so much of it was wrong, and yet they're still not arrested. Like, why is that not happening? And I really do think that we're not paying attention to the way we're wording things. Defund the police is the worst title I've ever heard for people if you want a community who respects police to want to listen. And I respect cops. I really do. I respect all people who put their lives out there to support anybody and everybody in every service. Like, anybody's out there doing great things, but there are bad people who continue to float around and continue to do harm over and over again. And where's the accountability for that?
Yeah.
And then that's the part that I think that people are trying to change. And if you read that, it really should say, we are trying to strengthen communities and take some of the pressure off of cops because there is too much on them.
Yeah.
We are depending way too heavily on them, and they're working way too hard, and some people are cracked. But at the same time, if they're doing a horrible job and they're killing people, maybe they shouldn't be cops anymore. And why are they still there?
Yeah.
So there are laws that are out there. For the first time, a law passed in the House saying that you can't lynch a black person anymore. But it hasn't passed in the Senate. I know it sounds insane, but the fact that you still have to have a law to tell people that they can't just kill a black person in the street without getting arrested is still needed. And it hasn't happened. And if you were to catch a wild bear in your neighborhood, you would even try to tranquilize them or get a net or trap them before you try to shoot them. And as black people in America, we're not even getting that treatment. We're not getting the care that you would give a wild animal in your neighborhood. So
Yeah.
I think that I need to take the time to go out and vote. Go out and it's a voting year, right? So there's a lot of senators and or Congress people who are in the Senate who won't even pretend to look at the laws that help protect and make us all with complete human rights or make this fair for us to live. And those Senate seats are coming up this year. So if the senators or the congressmen in your district or your neighborhood are not up for making change, then vote in somebody who will. But pay attention. Like, I told them earlier, don't vote just because they're black. Because just because they're black doesn't mean they're going to make the change either. Look at who the people are and what they're saying and read their background and find out if they're actually going to support human life and allow us to be considered as humans to have the same right as everybody else. And so that's the biggest thing, and vote people in that we can start making change so that people can be human and seen like everybody else. And there's been some posts lately about, Republicans were the ones who freed slaves, and they're right, they were. But I also think that it's kind of misconstrued if you look at it and really learn the history of it. Republicans freed slaves so that the southern slave owners could lose power, not necessarily for the rights of black people. So it started to do, and then they started to lean into that more, and then things shifted in there, but, and parties changed, and things just look at the history of stuff. There's a lot of stuff being posted on social media, and I really think that it's a great idea at this time in our lives to start educating ourselves on just how policies work, what senators are doing, what congresspeople are doing, what the House is doing, what laws are being made, and what's really not happening, and what really is happening, and how are they using that to affect change, or how are they using that to hide it, or stop it from going, or stop it from supporting everyone. Does that make sense? So there's a lot out there that is just garbage, that's just loading all of our minds on purpose to distract you. So if you're really out there and you're in those streets fighting for people or know it's a real thing, let's look at that and vote. There's going to be nothing more important in this world to this day than voting. And the reason why Trump made it in the first place is because nobody wanted to vote for Hillary. The lack of voting is what got him in office. And if we don't vote again, if we do not learn from history, we will only make things worse and continue down the path that we are already going into extreme divide and extreme separation. So I just think people should just take the time and realize that even if you don't like the idea of voting, you vote by not voting. All of that matters. All of that counts. And everything you do has value. So if you don't do something, your nothing is the value you put out there to create the environment that's around you. So take that into heart, take that into consideration, because you never know who's going to be gone tomorrow. I mean, at the end of the day, it could be me who's shot because someone didn't like the way I talked to them, but they won't get arrested. And that's crazy. I mean, and if you didn't vote to make a difference, what was the point of all of this? Black people only got the right to vote 40 years ago, and there are people who died for that right to vote. And people are taking votes privileges away in certain states. So look at where you are and make sure you still have the right to vote and fight to get it back.
Yeah. It's
only been 40 years, people. So don't lose it now. And what's the guy who's in charge of USPS is a Trump supporter. I don't care who you are, but and who you support. But at the same time, you shouldn't have the right to take away someone else's power to vote and to help create a better world, just because you don't want people to vote against the person you believe in. That's not the democracy that we all think we're fighting for or we're supporting for. So pay attention to your area, look what's going around, and vote. We got 3 months to make dramatic change, or to keep this shift of divide growing. So,
Yeah.
I hope that was the point I wanted to make in the thing earlier. So I hope you guys hear that today. So we're gonna move on to our story. I hope that wasn't too much of a rant, but I just think we need to learn our history.
And then I think just not to spend too much time on this, but I think the one thing, because like even for me, I like almost every day I have to turn it off. I have to turn off looking at news or social media and things like that, because all of a sudden there is just extremist articles and askew things here and there. So
Yeah, man, it's messy.
I mean, to the point where it's like there are blatant lies that have been told, and there's at this point there are certain people that are saying things and don't even care if it's true or not. Actually, they know that it's not true, but because it's an election year, there's just a lot of bad information. So the only two things I'm going to say is, number one, just educate yourself.
Yeah.
So if you
That's
see,
our big thing.
for example, if you see an article, whether or not it's on a Democrat, Republican, whoever it is, there are multiple sources you can always look at. If it's something that's unverified, or if it's someone that has a podcast, or if it's someone, and it's just that without getting validated, from multiple news sources, things like that, or even going on Google search and typing in things, just putting in a little extra time to see if this stuff is true or not, then there's a very good chance that you're getting bad information, or that you're getting only bits and pieces of information that's not helping you make an informed decision.
Yeah.
Case in point, there was an article that was posted on Facebook, and I saw it and I had to finally do it because it was on our studio page. And someone posted, they showed like names of veterans, and it was like this wall, and it showed tagging on this wall. And the headline,
and
the headline said, "Black Lives Matter protester defaced the Vietnam Memorial," and all this. So, and I was like, what? And then of course people are already commenting like horrible, despicable, disgusting. Here's the thing: I've luckily had a chance to go to Washington D.C. and I remember seeing the Vietnam. The memorial.
Yeah.
And I looked at the wall, and right away I was like, "That's not the same wall. Like, something's off." So I Google searched, just typed in, saying like a defaced property. Found out that it was a memorial, but it was in Los Angeles, and it was a Los Angeles Vietnam memorial that was happening over there. And there was a tagger not affiliated at all with the BLM movement, tagged it, got charged, and served 4 years in prison for that. But all they did
years ago too.
And this is in 2016. So literally within 8 minutes, I was able to have that information. Go on the comments saying, "Hey, this is bad information." I sent them the link and saying, "Here, please do not share this or spread this anymore because it's false information," right? And again, that only took me 8 minutes to do, and something sounded off. So just educate yourself. Make sure that I know there's a lot of words being thrown out there: socialism, communism, all these other things. I know I need to talk on this one. So, and just read on this. Read. Check these sources out. Make sure you can make an informed decision, because there's a lot of lies that are out there, just a lot. So please do that. And then second of all, vote. Register. If we already know that there's going to be issues with the mail-in votes, if we're not going to be able to do that,
find out the location to go to.
Find out in your area where you can do your drop-off. Find out if you're going to be able to get your ballot and do that. Obviously, with the pandemic, do it ahead of time instead of waiting until the last minute. Because if you try to turn it in the last day, I can tell you right now, certain votes will not be accepted, even if it's on the day of, if you're dropping it off. Again, please look at that. Have your voice heard. And that's all we can ask for. So, okay, so
we've never cared this much before.
Yeah, no, it's passionate for everybody, and we have to speak our mind, and it's just like.
Well, we want our daughters to not worry about being able to live.
Yeah.
So, and we don't want anybody else's kids to be able to worry about living either. So, it's a big thing. And I want to live too, but nothing more than our children. So we're gonna move on. That positive note.
Yay!
To
personal story.
Because our anniversary is coming up, I thought it'd be good. We actually did
our first like big
official honeymoon.
honeymoon.
So we were supposed to go on a honeymoon after our wedding, and it's totally fine. Just didn't work out. So we kind of like snuck away for a couple days to Monterey.
2 instructors at the time were like, okay, we need to save up.
Yeah,
we're gonna go somewhere. So
So it took us
about
5 years, but also because we just kind of stopped thinking about it. Like we had our first 2 kids.
Yeah.
We already had 2 kids by then, so our 5-year anniversary, we decided to go to Cabo. So I found
Cabo San Lucas.
Yes, I found this I don't know whatever trip, I don't know what it was, but it was a site that said all inclusive sale, blah blah blah, and I was like, oh, we should do this because we have that saved. So it's like we did that, clicked on it, and so we'll go on our anniversary. We were actually supposed to go at a different time of the year. We were supposed to go. We actually didn't go on our anniversary. We were supposed to go on our anniversary in September.
Okay. So it was apparently a good thing because September in Mexico down there,
Apparently
it's
it's
like
fire.
It's like 100 degrees with 100% humidity. The
Yes.
ocean feels like a jacuzzi.
And I'm pretty sure we changed it.
Didn't know.
No, well, yeah. So we changed it.
Thank you.
I think I'm pretty sure it was a dance event or something that we
Yeah.
we were supposed to do with our submarine. So we're like, oh, we just can't do it. It's just too much happening. So we moved it to Easter weekend, and we went the weekend of Easter.
Incredible time to go.
Yeah, apparently it was like perfect weather window. Who knew? So I was like, so then we told everyone's like, oh, you made some really good choices. It was like, well, we didn't really make them. We just kind of those are the windows available to us with our schedule.
Yeah.
So, but apparently it was like the perfect time to do this. So we get to Cabo, and when we first get there, there's all these people trying to sell you like timeshares.
So
And
first off, just
I don't know if
throwing
they
this out
still do
here.
this, but this was like 5 years ago.
Just
or
throwing
just
this
more
out
5
here.
years ago.
We don't have a problem with saying no. We actually don't mind those presentations because we got 2 excursions out of it.
Yeah, well,
Bam.
so we were like, I was like, why if we don't buy, like, why do we do it? And it's like, oh, well, if you do it, you'll get this, 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 and this. I was like, oh, okay.
Zip
So,
lining.
Zip lining and
dinner
oh wait,
cruise.
that picture's actually right here. So
That's a
just-
story on its own.
yeah,
Which-
that's a jerk.
I told about it, but
So we
well, that's cool.
yeah, I was digging. I just found it the other day and I pulled it out so that I
Well,
could.
how convenient.
I know. Okay, anyway. So so they were like, okay, so one of us like, we can do zip lining, and then it gave us a dinner cruise.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the first one that we went to, and then the second guy was like, so we gosh, there was another guy, and I was like, look, we've already signed up with this guy. We're going to go to theirs. He's like, well, you can go to this one too. We'll give you something else. I can't remember what they gave us.
Yeah.
But it was
Let's
another
just
thing.
say we got excursions.
So we got like 3 excursions for free for sitting out there. So we're like,
Yeah,
all right. Well,
3 hours of time on one of the days in the morning. Said that was cool. Love the place.
yes,
Now we're
this
doing
is our
instructors. There's no way
this is
we're
our
gonna afford it.
zip lining trip.
See you later.
Yeah. Can you remember? Okay,
Yeah,
so
I know exactly what you're talking about.
we were on this. We talked about this actual zip lining thing once though. So this is our zip lining trip, and it was really fun. The guys were jerks. They were good, and I was always impressed.
That's me. Just making sure.
In my square glasses, I still wear square glasses. My face is still round. So, but it was a fun trip. So I was like, yeah, Cabos. But the dinner cruise was nice. It was beautiful.
Man, it was
and
gorgeous. I love that cruise.
oh,
It
with snorkeling.
fun.
The other thing was snorkeling. Cause we went snorkeling in the lovers thingy.
Oh yeah.
Is that even still there? Is that gone now? I think it's gone now because of a
No.
hurricane.
That.
That one's still there?
Oh shoot.
I think
Actually,
it's gone.
I think it broke the arc.
Yeah, the Ark. The Ark. That's what it's called in Cabo. It was called the Ark. I don't know what they're calling it now because it's not Ark anymore.
No, that was the one where yeah.
Oh yeah, he bit it.
All
So
right.
it was snorkeling, and there's this big old rock, right, that people were jumping off of, and our tour guide was like, if you guys want to do this, let me guide you up there. And I was like, I'm not doing it, but if you want to go for it. He's
I
like,
said
no,
at
I'm
first,
good.
nah, I'm good.
He's like, no, it's good. And then he sees people getting up there, and all of a sudden he's like, I'm going to go swimming. I was like, all right, I'm going to hang out. Because we just came out of the water. We already looked at the fishes. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
The water was great. The fish were were colorful. It was
Oh, it was
nice.
gorgeous
It was
over there.
wonderful.
Great
So
water.
I'm hanging out because I want a little water break, and he goes back in, and the next thing I know, I see him on this rock. And I was like, I thought he wasn't going.
So if you've ever been to Cabo, it's like in Lovers Beach, directly across. There's this big rock that people will swim to, climb around, and then jump off of. It didn't look that big from the shore, but when you get close to it,
It looked big from the shore.
It was pretty tall.
It
was
looked pretty big from the
So,
shore. That was amazing.
So she's in the beach, and I decide why not? I'll go. People are jumping off, having a good time. So I decided sure, and I can still see her on the beach, so it's okay, fine. I might as well tell it because she's gonna laugh at it anyway. So
Well,
okay.
he disappeared. Okay, so from my perspective, he's climbing the rock, and I was like, okay, and then he's gone, and I was like, where'd he go? Because at the time where he was, he should have been jumping off by 2 or 3 minutes later, and
Yeah.
I didn't see him anymore. And so I was like, I understand. I was like, where is he okay?
Yeah.
Like, he's gone. He's literally just gone. So, so then I see him again. I was like, oh, he's at the bottom again. And then he jumps off like, I don't know, 10 minutes later or something because it's sort of a line, but not really because they're climbing up a rock. It's a giant enormous rock.
So that's what she saw. So
Yeah.
I'll tell you what happened. So, okay, so I go on this rock. First off, obviously it's in water, so it's slippery. So in order to get on it, you have to swim to a side where you can climb on it, and then you got to walk around and kind of. It's not. There's no steps. You know, it's a rock. So you basically
Kinda
have
like
to.
little
It's like
thingies.
you have to climb up. You have to climb up like 4 or 5 feet, and then around the rock you have to drop down like another couple feet, and then climb up, and you have to kind of climb it around, which is kind of interesting. So I get on this rock, I'm climbing, I'm about 10 feet high, and it looks like, okay, there's like a little, like it's like about a 4-foot drop, you know, into dry, and then it's kind of slanted. But so I'm about to, you know, I'm kind of about to edge down on the rock to, you know, put my feet down, and there's this little kid, jumps up, jumps down, climbs up. I'm like, okay, cool. So I decide, oh, it's no problem. So I go ahead and I, you know, drop down. It's at an angle.
Were you
slipped.
still in your 20s? I don't even know.
Okay, you need to
I
stop.
don't know.
It's a long time ago. Whatever. So, my
I mean, we
foot.
feel like an 8-year-old.
here's the
and you're
thing.
not in your 20s.
My foot slipped. Next thing you know, I'm going dun 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 dun, like rolling off the rock, and it's kind of sharp because I scratched myself up.
He did a great job.
And the thing is that I will always. Two things I remember that. The first one was, as I'm rolling down, obviously it was like slow motion. So like to me, I'm just like, oh, motherfucker. You know, because the first thing I was thinking, what? I just say none. So I'm thinking in my head a couple things. One, I know Jamila's on the other side, and she already told me not to go on the rock. So you know, okay, fine, you know, don't go on the rock because they already went. He's
you
like,
will have a
no,
guide.
okay.
Don't go with the guide. Like,
Okay,
wait for the guy to come back down and then go with him if you want to do it.
So that happened. So I'm falling down. So I'm thinking, crap, I'm gonna have to go ahead and face her. And then the second thing is that as I'm about to hit the water, I remember vividly there was this like glass boat that was going by with about
a
20
small
people.
tourist boat.
Yeah, about 20 people, and it was enough to where as soon as I'm about to hit the water, I remember hearing one of the women said, "Oh my God, he falling!" And then I'm in the water at the time after that. So obviously, I get up. My ego is just beat down. I had to signal to the boat. I'm like, I'm okay. You know, I was hurting a little bit. I'm like, no, I'm okay. I'm swimming around. So then I swim around this rock, which is pretty big. I'm just like, dang, I got to swim around this stupid thing, and I'm going around. And the next thing you know, I get back on a rock in the front, and I was looking at the beach just to see if Jamila noticed, and she noticed me. And then I got up on the rock, and then I went back carefully this time, dropped down, and then I climbed up this rock. It was pretty tall.
Yeah.
And then the second thing I remember is once I got up there, and you know, the funny part is I hate heights, but I figured why not? It was in water, and okay, fine. I jumped down. So as I jumped, you know, sometimes when you take when you go on stairs and you're taking a step down from the stair from one to another, and then you anticipate feeling a step, but you don't, so you keep going and it kind of freak out. Yeah, I was anticipating on hitting the water about a second or so earlier than I did. So by the time I jumped and I fell and I was going down and I'm waiting and I'm just like, I'm still falling. And then I hit the water and I'm just like, okay, that's it. I'm done. So I swim back to shore and the first thing, of course, so look at me, he's like, what happened to you? And I'm like, you know, she know. And it was like,
I knew it was a story.
So I said, I fell off the rock. And then the first thing she said was just like, you know, I told you not to go into the thing, you fall on the rock, you know, hurt yourself, and just kept going off, and I'm just like, all right, fine, I'm done.
Wait, I didn't go off.
Yeah, you know.
I didn't go off. I wife upset. I didn't go off and yell at him like you were a child.
I don't know if you know this, but Jamila can be passionate.
So I was like, I don't even understand.
On top of being scratched up by the coral and the stuff.
I took care of him afterwards. I babied him. He's fine. But I have to say though, it was really great being there though, because the all-inclusive experience was great.
Oh my gosh!
Like 3 different places to eat.
Every morning, chilaquiles, beautiful. If you ever have a chance to go to Villa del Palmar, VDP, that's where we stayed. Highly recommend the place. It was.
Yes, in Cabo.
In Cabo San Lucas.
Yes.
Absolutely wonderful place.
They have one all over. Clean. They're like all over any destination that you can like visit.
They're so clean. Everyone was so polite and nice. Everyone was
always
always clean.
So nice.
It was just a wonderful, wonderful experience. The food was great. great.
Food was good.
We had a chance to walk to downtown Cabo San Lucas, so we had a chance to walk around. And it was funny because one of the nights, I know we only have a little more time, we were looking for salsa dancing. So one of two things happened. One, we went to the place and said, oh yeah, I think there's salsa dancing over here. And there's this bar that's known. It said salsa versus banda. Okay?
Right?
And
so we said salsa and banda that night.
And anyone who knows me knows that I'm not the biggest of fans of banda music. Just saying. It's just not my thing. So we go in this place and we stayed there because we're thinking, okay, they're going to play banda music and then they're going to play salsa music. Stayed there for about an hour. Banda music whole time.
Whole time. Bada, bada, bada. I can just see your face.
I mean, they were playing salsa songs.
They were banda style. They took it. It was switched it up. It was amazing. So I said, let's just dance some salsa. After a while, though, it's like, you know, we are so spoiled, Arthur and Marie, because we're always dancing to everything all the time. And even when you go salsa dancing in where we are, you're doing salsa, bachata, merengue, so you're not just listening to one thing the whole time. It was 100% banda. After an hour, we're like, I think we're good.
Actually, people that were inside were having a
they
great
were
old time.
loving it. But you know, in Banda, Mexico, that's how that works.
But the funny part, though, is that we actually did get to salsa dance, which is funny. Because on the outside, there's a place in the outdoor plaza. There's a Johnny Rockets.
Oh, the Johnny Rockets playing music.
It was a Johnny
right
Rockets.
outside.
Outside, they had like a 3 or 4 piece band.
So we danced there. It was
playing
really nice.
salsa music, and I was like, "What is going on?"
They played everything. They were playing salsa and rumba, and so we danced in front of. We danced in front of Johnny Rockets.
It was like a little narrow area that people could dance because this is more like this. They set it where people could sit down and listen.
Yeah, I don't think it was set up for. It wasn't set up for dancing, but there was room for us to dance if people didn't care if they had to walk around.
I was gonna salsa dance.
Yeah. We were trying to find. Our goal was to go do some
salsa
dancing
somewhere
in
Mexico.
Yeah.
We're thinking that's not that hard.
Well, salsa's not really Mexican, so it's cool.
Just saying.
Saying. Okay. But anyway, we were able to dance in front of Johnny Rockets, and that was actually really nice.
Yeah.
And people we had enough room, and people wanted to walk by. We moved out the way, and so
it was fun.
It was still pretty nice. So we got to dance some rumba and salsa, and I think we had a cha-cha night. We were doing pretty good. So the band was a great band. Yeah. And then we had ice cream at Johnny Rockets. And that was good. And then, we had our sunset dinner. Was nice. I can't really remember too much about that. But it ended up being nice.
The trip in itself, it was definitely felt like it was a honeymoon
vacation. Yeah.
It was, and then we didn't have our kids. And
that
made
it even more vacation.
It was.
And we're
really
going on our first trip since that trip as a vacation without our kids. So it's only been 8 years. So it's gonna be our first trip without them again. And
we're going to one of our absolute favorite.
So we're going back to Monterey.
In the world.
Very excited to leave our kids behind.
We had to go to Monterey and Carmel, so we'll be there next week.
Yeah.
And then might even be able to stop off finally at the Monterey Arthur Murray studio where they're actually open.
Oh yeah, we'll be there during the week. So
CJ
and Jenny, I'll be coming your way.
That'd be cool. See you guys, or at least CJ.
I think CJ. That'd be.
That'd be cool. So we'll pop by on either like Thursday, Friday, something like that.
Well, we're not gonna promise a date, but we'll see you.
Yes, because we're definitely gonna be at Sly McFly's on Cannery Row, at least on one of the nights.
Well, we have to check too to make sure people are open doing the.
We're gonna get takeout from Sly McFly's. Dang it!
Because we're all under new order, so that's one of our favorite things to do. So if you're ever gonna go to Monterey when everything is, at least moving at 50% and they can do things inside, they have live music on Fridays and Saturdays at night.
Cannery Row, Sly McFly's.
That's one of the best things you can do if you're dancing and enjoy live music, and it's always fun.
One thing, if you happen to be visiting Monterey as well, Tim, you have family, they have one of the absolute best family kids parks I've ever seen. It's called Dennis the Menace Park. It's actually it's really close to the Arthur Murray Monterey studio.
Yeah, actually it is. It's right on the other side of the water.
And it is one of the best places. I mean, they have an area for toddlers, they have an area for little older kids, and all around. Big spread out, big suspension bridge, people can go, slides, a whole bunch of stuff.
It's a pretty good one.
It's a fun one.
We've been going to Monterey
we'll stay there for hours.
We go to Monterey every year around September because it's our anniversary. We just go with our kids, so it's the first time we're leaving them behind. So we've been going to Monterey pretty religiously for the last 13 years.
Love that city. It's beautiful. And around. We get to go also Carmel. So Don's Dream Winery, just throwing that out there in downtown Carmel or Carmel by the Sea.
Oh, Bobby's gonna make you a Banda syllabus. I'm so excited.
long as we can dance salsa to Mambo number 5,
Deal.
I'm there.
Deal. And it's the only salsa song you could.
What if they had a banda version of Mambo number 5? Bam.
I feel like they could. I bet it Watch It exists.
I'm sure they have a bachata version.
YouTube it. I
Bachata
bet
version
it.
of everything.
Oh, they do have a bachata version of everything.
Yeah.
So
seriously.
we want to thank you guys for joining us today for
Thanks,
our
Bobby.
Q&A with PB and J.
Yes.
And
It's a mess.
not for Arthur Murray, just Pedro.
Yeah. Oh, even better.
Even better.
Got my own private lessons. I'll book a coaching with you, Bobby. Yeah. Every time we talk about banda, she's the same thing. The big smile on her face. Banda, 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 banda. And I'm looking at her. Okay, so I'm gonna share this with you only because it was again there was a cruise. So just to give you, so there was a cruise that we went on, studio cruise, and they had this great Latin band that was playing in the atrium. You know, and we had our students there, a lot of people all around. And then next thing you know, finally I was done. Want to take a break? I'm like, cool. The Latin band played a freaking banda song. I'm like, okay, I'm getting off the floor. So here's the thing. So Jamila and other instructors sitting out there, and I'm mouthing to them. I'm like, good, I can finally take. I don't want to hear this expletive, you know. And I'm finally getting off the floor just because at the time I was like, ugh. And I swear, this is the Arthur Murray feeling. I had someone do this, touch my shoulder. They turn around, and there's this other woman, not a student, just a woman, and she said, I've been waiting all night to dance with you. Would you mind dancing with me this time?
And she was so cute.
And I was like,
I was so, of course,
and I
I
looked at
did
her.
you.
The banda music going on, I'm like, sure. So here I am. Dun, 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 dun. It was a freaking 15-minute banda mix. I was like, son of a... And next thing you know, her and freaking Byron, because I was at Byron at the
Dying.
time, are freaking
Dying.
laughing at me.
It
And
was
it's like,
so long.
and every time I'm turning around, looking at them, I'm looking at them with these eyes like freaking daggers. I'm just like, get me off the floor. And then they're just like, here. And of course, you know,
She was
made
sweet.
the best of it.
No,
She was nice.
She was great. He just
I
bonded.
danced with her. It was just one of those ones
It
where
was
I was just
a
like,
long.
man,
It was a long song.
it was
It was a
like,
long. It's like they tripled it up.
It's
Like,
like-
it's like they knew.
I was
I
getting
think she
pranked.
tipped him. I think she
No,
tipped him.
no, I'm sure she would have. I'm like, no.
it
Yeah.
was particularly long.
I made it as fun as it could be. So, with
Yeah.
that said,
No, it's good.
Thanks,
So
Bobby.
but no, you're gonna be okay. The lady was sweet, and she
No, I
really
mean, you know,
appreciated it. And
I have no
he
problem
was
with-
nice. He was nice, I think. But it was and you know, Arthur will always dance with everybody no matter where we go, which is great.
yeah.
But it was definitely
Dang it,
funny.
I'm a good person. That's what it felt like.
Okay, you're not that good of a person.
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so
Not bad.
no,
Back
you
up.
were nice, and she was sweet, and it was a good
She
dance.
was nice.
It was particularly long, so it made it funny. It made it really funny.
I'll never forget that. That was years ago. I was
Yeah.
Like, man, this
So
is junk.
we want to thank you guys for joining us for another PB and J,
Absolutely.
Q&A with PB and J.
I'm PB.
This Saturday night. I'm Jay, and we want to thank you guys for coming and listening.
I believe next week we'll be doing this remotely.
Yeah, and we can remember.
We're going to be on our anniversary weekend. We'll be in Monterey, bam, doing it. So we'll be recording it and doing all that fun stuff. So we'll see you then. So
Yes.
be safe. Have a wonderful Labor Day weekend.
Yes, have a wonderful Labor Day weekend and take care of yourselves, you guys. It's a lot going on out there.
Yeah.
Level 25 of Jumanji is no joke, and we believe in you.
seriously. Seriously. I saw a video that literally had a bear with nunchucks playing around with it. I'm like,
We're so close, folks. 4 months, September, October, November,
2021
December.
people.
3 months left.
We just got to make it.
Make it
Keep
happen.
pushing. Keep pushing. We'll see
Bye,
you guys.
guys. Thank you.
Absolutely.